Hey, good morning there, sweet peas. Basic prepper mom Myra. So I know I haven't been on here a lot. I haven't been real consistent with things. Things have been kind of crazy in my life. A lot going on. And to be honest, I've just been kind of having a really hard time keeping up on stuff. I just am having a really difficult time just in my own personal life. And I think everybody struggles at one point or another. And that's where I'm at right now. And I know that part of it is we keep hearing from, or at least me, I keep hearing from other people, oh my gosh, it's getting bad, it's getting bad, it's getting worse, it's getting super bad, it's getting worse anytime now, it's going to pop off anytime, here we go, here we go. And I think that you get desensitized after a while of hearing it's getting bad. No, it's getting bad. It's getting super bad. Like, it's really bad right now. Oh my gosh, it's going to happen. Still getting bad. And I think that we kind of get desensitized, and we kind of are in that kind of society where the government, in my opinion, wants to desensitize everyone to certain things. And I think that COVID was one of those situations where we were super desensitized after 2 years of being in it. Everybody's like, whatever, let's just get over it. Can we just be done, please? Whatever. So you kind of get in this rut of, oh, good grief, I don't even know what to do anymore. I don't know why I'm still doing this. I don't know why we're still talking about it. So it's a very kind of difficult time for me. The other issue that I'm having, and this is kind of what I want to talk about that really deals with being kind of a preparedness type person, is that I'm the kind of person that has a lot of irons in the fire at the same time. I'm also the kind of person that likes to fight for those who I feel have been unjust or wrong or can't stand up for themselves or whatever the situation. So if it's something that I feel very passionate about and I'm very much into, then I'm going to fight for whatever that situation. Recently, that's been the case. I was a very big, high-up leader in a youth organization as far as livestock in our fair for many years. Stepped out about, this is just kind of a long story short, stepped out about 5 6 years ago, because way too many politics got involved, and I just got to the point where I was done. But not just myself, all of us kind of head leaders were just kind of done. We did about 30 to 40 hours a week just in volunteer time, and we all had jobs on top of that. So a lot of time, effort, and our own money went into this program, making it great for the youth and the animals and the families and yada yada. Anyway, we stepped out, it went to crap, basically is how it went. Nobody kind of knew what they were doing, even though we wrote up, list of this is what we're responsible for, and hey, kind of a guideline to follow for the next person. Anyway, it is what it is. So this year, I thought, you know what, I'm going to step up, I'm going to say something, I'm going to fight for this, because it's not a good program anymore. It's not good for the kids. The kids are not getting out of it what they need to get out of it, and so I was going to step up and fight. And then I had a realization, and I went, okay, hold on. I've got my monthly meetings that I have, so I said, I have that group going on. I'm going to now undertake this whole thing, which once again is going to throw me back into, if I decided to step in and say, okay, this is what I'm doing, 30 to 40 hours a week volunteer time. Like, do I really want to do this? And I'm not doing what I need at home. I'm not getting everything done that I need to get done for my family, for myself, for my house. I'm not focusing my energy where it needs to be focused. Can I do, okay, if I stepped into this role, if I fought for this role again, what's the point? To be honest, what's the point? There is no point, right? For me. My kids are out, they aged out, they're not in the programs anymore, they're not able to show, they're not able to do, what is the point? So I'm like, you know what, I'm done with that. Then I started looking around my house. The animals that I feed, the amount of time it takes me to feed, which actually is not that long, the amount of time it takes me to water things, to caretake everything at the house, and I started thinking about, okay, and the amount of money that goes into the feed for those animals. That's the biggest part. And I thought, right now I have probably more animals, and I don't have a ton of animals, probably have more animals than my family needs to be able to survive, to be able to sustain and do the things that they need to do. So if I cut down my animals that I have, that's going to cut down my feed bill. My feed bill will then, that money, that extra money that went to the feed bill can now go to something else that I can prepare for. My time and energy and effort can go into something else that I need to prepare for, that I need to build, that I need to reinforce, that I need to whatever, for myself and my family. So I kind of had this, and I'm still on the process of just rethinking life and rethinking everything and how it pertains to being prepared and myself and my family. Because as much as I preach family first, you got to look out for yourself and your family first, I don't tend to practice that. I put everything and everybody else above that. So now what I need to do is go back through and say, okay, what are my priorities, and what do I realistically need in order for us to survive and maybe have a little extra to barter along the way at this moment? And what do I need to do to be able to maximize my time, energy, effort, and money? What do I need to do to maximize? So now we're going to streamline what we have, because I kind of went overboard for a while and just got everything, because you just need everything. And so now I really need to streamline things to almost have the basic necessities as far as, and what I'm thinking as far as animals, so that the money that's going out for feed is not going out, can go to other places. Unfortunately, we're not in an area, or we're not at a place where they can totally, everybody can just free range and live off of whatever the land has to offer. We are not in a position to do that in my area at all, to be honest. Nobody is. And it's just where we live. So I now have to look at how I can be more self-sustaining with the animals and the amount of animals that I have, to maximize what I need to do, and maybe refocus on other issues that we need to do. Right now, one of my biggest priorities, and it should be, is security of the property, security of my house, and part of that is fencing. We need to put up a lot of fencing and a gate across our driveway. That's going to take a lot of time, effort, and money, because we can do it ourselves. It's just going to take the time and, of course, the money. So the money that I can cut down on feed, that money can actually go toward fencing and stuff. So that's kind of my biggest priority right now, is security of my perimeter of our property, and moving animals around where they're going to be more secure from visibility, if that makes any sense. Right now, you can basically drive by our house and you can see everything that we have. So I need to work on concealment a little bit more, and we have an area to where they would be concealed off the road, to where you couldn't just look in and see everything. So that's kind of where I need to place my priorities right now, is securing what I have, not necessarily getting more and maybe cutting back a little bit, but securing what I have, making it a little bit better system. So when you're looking at the bigger picture, and for myself, I need to step back out of things that aren't going to benefit me. That, yeah, maybe you need to fight for them a little bit, but you know what? Right now, that's not my priority. My priority is taking care of myself and my family, because if it does really get bad, if things do go south really fast, I want to make sure that I'm as ready as I can be. And probably my biggest issue, or my biggest fear, or my biggest concern, is that security of my property and my place. So that is my number one priority right now. Everything else I'm pretty okay on for right now, but security is my number one priority, because right now you could just drive by, see everything. But not only that, there's nothing across our driveway. You could just come right on in. You could walk in, you could just come right on in. And the way our property is really very, very accessible on all, oops, sorry, hit my dog in the nose, on all sides. So my biggest thing right now is working on that security. So I am going to cut down things in my life. I'm going to cut out things in my life that do not serve me or my family or a purpose, and just focus on what we need to do to move forward. So that's what we all need to do right now, is really sit down and take a hard look at what you have, a hard look at what you need, a hard look at what your concerns are, what you're lacking, and what you're involved in. And that includes your job as well, right? It includes, if you're working a job that's, you know, you're working 60, 70, 80 hours a week, which I know is crazy, but I have a reason behind me saying that, then maybe those priorities need to change a little bit so that you have a little bit more time to focus on what you have or what you need, and your family as well. Focus on your family, focus on your any services that you're good at, anything that you can provide to other people, any bartering stuff. Really just kind of focus on yourself and your family and what's going to suit you guys best. And if you have to cut down some things, then cut some things out. It is what it is. Giving back is very important to myself and my family. Volunteering and giving back. I'm not saying that we're going to cut down on volunteering or giving back to our community or people in need. But the things that I put myself into or insert myself into definitely needs to be cut back. So look at your priorities. Start really streamlining right now. That's kind of what you need to do. So that's what I have to talk about today. I hope you guys have a wonderful, amazing day. If you have any questions or comments, please feel free to reach out. I hope you guys have a great day, and we'll talk to you soon.